Chapter 7 Mukti. We have seen hypothetically what is meant by Mukti, liberation. All the researches and achievements assume significance only for this Mukti. Getting freedom from samsara, bondage, is known as Mukti. Samsara is a discontentment of the mind. Getting freedom from this discontentment of the mind is called Mukti. If we need something, our mind creates a demand and goes into a state of discontentment. We seek that we need happiness. We seek that distress should go away. In those moments, there is something that we need. Our needs are the expression of our discontentment. Getting rid of this discontentment of the mind is called Mukti, liberation. This kind of problem comes to us because we consider ourselves as Anatma, non-self. We get freedom from the causes of all our problems when we understand ourselves as Atma. The 9 types of the spiritual disciplines that are called as Sadhana Chatushtaya help us to understand correctly. This Mukti is divided into 2 types as Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Attaining Mukti while we are alive with the body is called Jivan Mukti. Videha Mukti denotes the end of our birth cycle by not taking rebirth again after we have left the body. Our life is managed by our karmic actions. All our karmas are divided into 3 types as Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma and Agamiya Karma. The sum total of all our sins and virtuous actions which have been accumulated over many births is called Sanchita Karma. The selected karmas that we have brought from the Sanchita Karma for experiencing in this birth are known as Prarabdha Karma. But all the karmas brought that way act as seeds and become the cause for new karmas in new forms of sins and virtues. The new karma that is created this way is called Agamiya Karma. Our karmas accumulate newly forever. The Mukta who perceives himself as Atman or Brahman, who has become liberated even while alive, gets liberated from the bondages of these karmic actions. Karma exists as long as the jiva exists as a vessel that bears all the karmic actions. When jiva is in the state of an understanding and realization that jiva itself is the Atma, there doesn't exist something called jiva. When the vessel called jiva does not exist, all his karmas disappear in the absence of a place to stay. What is said to be very important in this is that we should see ourselves as Atma. It is wrong to assume that we are Jiva or Chidabhasa. Jiva is also called Chitabhasa. Chitabhasa denotes the false appearance or reflection of Atma, Chit factor. Chidabhasa represents a reflection of something. When Atma reflects in our Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, we call that reflection as Chitabhasa. Reflection of Brahman in Maya is also called Chitabhasa. That is Samashti Chitabhasa. Samashti is totality. We refer Samashti Chitabhasa as Ishvara, the creator of the phenomenal universe, wielder of the force of Maya. The Atma that reflects at the individual Sukshma Sharira functions as Vyashti Chitabhasa is called Jiva, the individual self. Difference exists between Ishvara and Jiva only in the state of reflection. The Atma and Brahman, that is the reason behind the reflection, are basically in the form of Sat plus Chit plus Ananda. In the basic state, the Atma and the Brahman exist as one and the same. Hence, Mahavakya say, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that, and Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, the universal self. It is said that the knowledge of the absolute reality is nothing but knowing and realizing this Atma Brahman. This Brahman is described as Nitya Sakshi, the eternal witness. We saw the Avastatraya, the three states of consciousness. The three avasthas are Jagrat, the waking state, Swapna, the dream state, and Sushupti, the deep sleep state. In the state of Jagrat, the waking state of experience, the other two states do not exist. Likewise, when we are in one avastha, the other avasthas do not exist. All these three stages are just experiences that come and go. There is something that exists in these three avasthas, which is the source of all the three avasthas. Only that something has the knowledge of all the three avasthas as a witness. That Nitya Sakshi exists as the absolute reality, which is the Atma Brahman. Perceiving ourselves as this absolute reality is the state of Mukti, liberation. Attaining this liberation even while we are alive in the body is the state of Jivan Mukti. Shastras describe about the quality of reflection in a different manner also. Shastras explain the reflection of Atma, Brahman, in Maya and Sukshma Sharira as Chidabhasha. Shastras explain in another way too. A crystal stone does not bear any color. But if we keep red flowers by the side of the crystal stone, the colorless crystal stone becomes red. In reality, it does not acquire the red color. If we apply red color paint on the crystal stone, the paint sticks to the stone. But the reflection of flower in the stone is not a change. It is just a reflected image. We said that the reflection of Atma in the Sukshma Sharira is Chidabhasha. Shastras say that the reflection of Anatma in Atma is Upadhi. In Vedanta, the word Upadhi is used for conditioning, that which limits. We say that the Atma that has the Upadhi called Avidya is known as Jiva. Avidya is ignorance, that which prevents us from realizing the self. The Brahman that has the Upadhi called Maya is Ishvara. Shastras teach us to inquire about the Mahavakya, great saying, Tat Tvam Asi. Tat is that. That is Atma or Brahman. Inquiring into that is called Tatpada Vichara. Tvam is you. You denotes Jiva. Inquiring into Tvam or you is called Tvampada Vichara. Shastras use two more terms about this. One is Vachyartha, directly expressed meaning. The other one is Lakshyartha, indirectly expressed meaning. What do these two mean? India won Sri Lanka by 20 runs. India and Sri Lanka are two different countries. Do they run? Do they get runs? They are stationary at one place. They neither run nor do get runs. This is the superficial meaning, but the meaning hidden there is different. It had been explained that way to notify that Indian players won the game played between Indian and Sri Lankan players. The superficial meaning is denoted as Vachyartha. The hidden meaning is called as the Lakshyartha. Indeed, Jiva and Ishvara all indicate only Vachyartha. What we notify in reality through these names is only the Atma or Brahman. That is Lakshyartha. If we see Jiva as Jiva, individual personality, then it means that we see as Vachyartha. It is only when we see the Jiva as Atma, we see the Jiva as Lakshyartha. All these attempts and sadhanas exist only to regulate and streamline our view. This Jiva is not somebody. That is only me. My natural state is nothing but the Brahman. Having understood my natural state, I should recognize myself as the Brahman, which is the Lakshyartha. I should say that I am the Brahman. I should say Aham Brahmasmi. Mahavakya, great sayings, teach us like this only. Let us conclude this first part by worshipping all those Shastras and enlightened masters who try to make us liberated souls.